97. She was 63.
63. That's very young. Now, how old would your dad be today?
Look, my dad today would be 90.
90. Okay.
Yeah.
But just imagine, like a brilliant man like your father, and you see people running for president today, like Donald Trump and Dr. Carson. Like they can't even put a sentence together. These people, and here you got a brilliant mind like this that our country could have taken advantage of. That's right. Every one of us could have benefited from this man. Okay, we're gonna have to take a break. We're here at with ILYASAH Shabazz, the third daughter of Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz. She's the author of Growing Up X and two other books here, which I have pulled up. One is X, a novel, and the other one is Malcolm Little, the boy who grew up to become Malcolm X. And these books are available on the Opperman Report blogspot.com and also in the Opperman Report bookstore. We'll be back with more of ILYASAH Shabazz.
God bless you.
Thank you. And now, a word from our sponsors. Pacific West Bamboo, your premier source for sustainable building material. They provide construction-grade and craft-grade bamboo material for all your indoor, outdoor, and gardening needs. Contact them for event planning and display building as well. 503-839-8126. Or you go to their new website, pacificwestbamboo.com. Or you can contact them on Facebook at Pacific West Bamboo. That's 503-839-8126. Amanda from Pacific West Bamboo was our first sponsor. She's been so good to us, so please support her in return. I want to make everybody aware of our new members section at www.oppermanreport.com. You can go there and sign up for a monthly, quarterly, or yearly subscription. You can purchase episodes one by one. You get full access to brand new original content, new guests, new uncensored interviews, my own investigations and reports, and we're going to be adding sections with documents, images, police reports, either provided by myself or by my guests, or for my own investigations, my own reports. So you can go to oppermanreport.com and sign up there for that. Strawman. I want to mention Strawman. Strawman is a band out of Toronto, Canada. They work under the Opperman Report. They're a trio of guys who share the same mindset that most of us here do, and they put that energy into their words and music. So check them out at strawmanmusic.com and drop them a line to let them know that you heard them here on the Opperman Report. We'll be doing an interview with Sean Duffy soon. You can get an autographed copy of my book, How to Succeed as a Private Investigator, by visiting my PI website, emailrevealer.com. We also offer a computer and cell phone forensics. We can recover deleted text messages to uncover infidelity. We offer asset searches, locates, email tracing, background reports, and we can even trace your spouse's email address back to internet dating websites to catch them cheating online. You can reach us at 800-572-9762, or you can email me at emailrevealer@aol.com. New World Mexican Women. Everyone loves the New World Mexican Women, and their line of fine, handcrafted, authentic Mexican jewelry of stone mosaic and abalone stone inlay. In their first book, titled New World Mexican Women, available on lulu.com, they teach you how to make this jewelry, and they have a collection of love letters to their men from their hometown that have immigrated to the United States to find work. They have also published a new book entitled Azuquina to the Rodeo. It's about a young girl that falls in love with a rodeo bull rider, and she runs away with him without telling her family. You can find the New World Mexican Women by Googling New World Mexican Women. And you can ask them about their deals on wholesaling their fine jewelry and all of the other projects that they have going on. If you'd like to have your business or website advertised here and promoted all over the world on dozens of stations every day, Give us a call at 800-572-9762 or email oppermanreport@gmail.com. And now back to our show. Hey, have you guys heard about chaga mushrooms? It's a mushroom that grows way up in the northern forest. Native Americans and Russians have been using it for hundreds of years. It's not the kind of mushroom that you'd eat, but you make a tea with it, and it's loaded with polysaccharides and other unique phytochemicals. And it's supposed to be very delicious, too. Now, you wouldn't guess you were drinking mushroom tea. The folks over at MichiganMushrooms.net have been harvesting chaga for years, and they have built a great reputation for having the best quality mushrooms for the best prices around. These guys are recognized as experts in the field of mushrooms. Check out their Facebook page, Michigan Mushroom LLC, and you can go and order some mushrooms tonight at MichiganMushrooms.net. Tonight, we have with us ILYASAH Shabazz. She's the author of 3 books. One is Growing Up X, X, a Novel, and Malcolm Little, The Boy Who Grew Up to Become Malcolm X. Her website is ILYASAHShabazz.com, which is probably very difficult for people to spell. Do people have a lot of problems pronouncing and spelling your name? Absolutely. Oops. Got you on mute. What was that? I had you on mute there. Sorry. What was that?
Oh, yes. Is it difficult? I don't think too many people would just know how to spell ILYASAH. They spell it so many different kinds of ways. But I also have growingupx.com, and then that way it goes right to ILYASAHShabazz.com.
There you go. That's easy. Growingupx.com. Yeah, everybody can figure that one out. Okay, great. Because now you went to a Montessori school in New York.
I did. I went to St. Joseph's Montessori. That was my elementary school. And all of my sisters and I went to the school. My mother was, I tell you, amazing. So she sent her 6 girls to the St. Joseph Montessori School. And then I went to Master's School, which was an all-girls prep school in Dobbs Ferry. And my other 3 sisters went to the United Nations International School in the city. And then I went to, I graduated from the Hackley School, which is in Tarrytown, New York, Westchester.
And you said before that you started college at 16?
I did. Well, at Montessori, it was such a great school. I mean, it was so, the way they focused on your motor skills, overall development, it was just, amazing. We learned so many different languages. We learned how to add, subtract, divide, multiply, all in one sentence, And so most of us who went to the school would skip 7th and 8th grade and go straight to high school.
Yeah, my daughter went to Montessori up until 3rd grade.
Which one?
Here in Las Vegas, in Henderson, Nevada. Yeah, and now she goes to a Coral Academy of Science. By the way, I tell you,
right.
I want my daughter to interview you. I think you guys get along really good. She's a real activist. My kid is way 10 times
very
more.
Good. That's good.
She's
That's
way
very,
more
very good.
Yeah.
So now I just want to know, what is the temperature like in Las Vegas right now?
For us, it's cold,
Okay.
Yeah, we wear a jacket, 50, 60 degrees out here. It feels cold. It feels cold, though.
Okay.
I was from New York. I told you I was from the Bronx and then Staten Island. But when your blood gets thin out here, if it's 110 in the summer, in the wintertime, it just feels cold.
So around what year, how old were you about when you moved out to Las Vegas?
Oh, I moved out here in 2000. I was 40 years old.
Okay.
Yes, I was New York most of my life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I knew Al Sharpton. I was a hippie. I was an activist in New York City with the Lower East Side with the hippies, and we dealt with Al Sharpton, Reverend Herbert Daughtry, all those guys.
All of them.
Yeah,
So you've been out there for about 10, 15 years.
15 years. My daughter was born out here, so she's 15 years old. She just turned 15 last week, November 6th, and it's been 15 long years.
And she's already an activist at 15.
Yes, she had her own radio show, too, for a while there. She's on the debate team. She just did a project where she contacted Bobby Seale from the original Black Panthers, and she did a report. She got a 100 on that. And my kids. And she dragged me out there just last week to the $15 minimum wage thing. We're supporting Bernie Sanders. What do you think about Bernie Sanders?
I just think it's very interesting. But more important, I think that, when you are a forward thinker, when you are involved in human rights, you're human rights activists, just all of these things, that you instill specific values in your children. And I would think that most of us would want our children, if they saw, if I had a child and they saw things happening to another person and they knew that it was wrong, I would want my child to have compassion for that other person, regardless of their religion, their ethnic background, their sexual preference. Wrong is wrong. You don't want to see someone doing something to another human being. And if someone was doing something wrong, you would want your child to have compassion. So, I have to salute you that you would raise a young girl at 15 who already knows, the injustices that are going on and who already has compassion and care and wanting to make a difference. So I just salute you. I think it's extremely important. Compassion, compassion, compassion.
Listen, despite my ego, which everybody knows, it's well recognized. I cannot take credit for this. As an infant, as a toddler, this kid, she always knew right from wrong. She always wanted to do right her whole life. And I guess certain things, I kind of explain to her because they're just. But when they're explained to you, they're obvious. I learned about the. I guess social injustice when I was about 17 years old in high school in New York City. When I was really, although even as a kid, I liked McGovern over Nixon. I could see that was obvious. But the real, the oppression that we're living under and the racism and all that stuff. I really came to understanding of that. I was 17 years old when I came in contact with the yippies in New York City, and they just opened my eyes. And once I think your eyes are open to this.
Right.
It all makes sense.
You can't turn your back.
Right.
You can't turn your back on it.
So, now, and you had that with your mother.
Yes.
Now, what about uncles and stuff like that? Because I heard for the first time today that your dad had a bunch of uncles. I didn't even know that.
Well, my father, he had many siblings. He had... Gosh, now I don't know why I'm going up on a blank, but let's go. So there were 3 siblings before him that his father was married to Mary prior to marrying Louise. So for my father and Louise, their union, they had Wilfred, Hilda, Filbert, Malcolm, Reginald, Wesley, Yvonne, and Robert. So those were 7 children.
Wow.
Right. So they had a big family. And, I usually tell people I come from a big family, 5 sisters. So there were 6 girls. And, if nothing, it teaches you how to be a good friend. And, you have this great sense of humor. You can get along with people. You see my father being this popular person. Many people like to be around him. He had a wonderful personality in spite of being, caring, compassionate, brilliant, and all of those other things.
But now, after your father's assassination, did your brothers step up, or were they still part of the Nation of Islam?
They were with the Nation of Islam, but my mother sort of just took us away and let no one near us.
And as I understand it, you were whisked away to Harry Belafonte's house or Sidney Poitier's house?
Well, you're right. When my father was, a week prior to my father's assassination, our house had been firebombed.
Right.
And from there, we were very close with Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee. They're like family to us. And so it was Ruby Dee's brother who didn't live very far from us, and his daughter was our babysitter, Gail Wallace, and her mom, Antoinette. And so we were staying at their house, and my father was staying at the Hilton. As most people would see in the movie X. You see him staying in a hotel. He's staying in a hotel because he wanted to keep the danger away from his family, you know, his young wife, his babies, who were near and dear to his heart. And so he stayed at a smart